Hello, everybody. How are you doing today? We're still in this science fiction setup that I have used on Twitch. And I hope you had a good end of the week because it's a Friday. Today we're going to talk about Ableton Live 12, which you can already see a little bit smaller on my side. We usually start at 6:30, but I noticed that people are always chiming in from somewhere else. And if you followed my streams, we've been doing some Propeller Heads Reason 12. Funny enough, it's both Ableton Live and Propeller Heads Reason are at version 12. There's no particular reason. But they are. They're at the same versioning milestone, so to speak. And my stream is on Twitch. You'll probably be able to see it there still for a little bit. Then it will come on this YouTube channel as well. And we tried to take Propeller Heads Reason 12 and make it into my DAW for composing into it, okay? This is not something I do with Reason, although I use a lot of the instruments in there and I love their effects. It's just just a fantastic pool of instruments and effects, of Rex loops, all that stuff. But as a DAW, still, I miss some important functions that I need. And we know that in the past, you all know, because, you know, I'm famous, you all know it because I've used Studio One a lot. And Studio One did work wonderfully, tremendously. It's just a great DAW. Then I've used Nuendo for as much as I've used Studio One, which is already a lot in terms also of, you know, hours put every week. And it's great, and I have to use it because there's a team that I'm working with which we exchange sessions. But the reason why I'm exploring different DAWs in weekends in which it's extremely sunny and I have RC cars chassis drying in paint and I could be doing tons of other things, is that we have, in my Patreon, if you've followed me for quite a while, we have been discussing how to be creative, which is, it's completely faulted. How to be creative, it's not something you want to have anybody talk to you about. But there's a reasoning behind it, right? People have issues writing music. There's a lot of reasons behind it, but one of these reasons is that the workflow that they have on a digital audio workstation is setting them back. It's not fast enough, and it's dominated by quantity over quality. Now, it will be very hard to reduce the quantity a lot, because these DAWs and today's software just comes with a multitude of stuff. But we can streamline the workflow in a way that things are fast enough. And so the reason why I wanted to try Reason, which is a pun indeed, I just realized that, is that, as I said, I've been talking with the people at Propeller Heads and they're coming up with something amazing, but there's plenty of functions that I would like them to implement. And there's a lot of functions that Ableton Live probably already has. And until now, I think if you need a DAW to write, you know, music straightforward and have an amazing success rate at it, Ableton Live is where it's at. I know there is Bitwig, which is amazing as well. Reason is great as well. I have friends writing music in FL Studio. Fantastic. FL Studio is also fantastic. And I have people, which we should probably explore in a later stream. I have people using Cakewalk, like Sonar, you know, new Sonar versions of it. And they have made, there's actually one person I know that has made an amazing soundtrack for, actually he's made 3 amazing soundtracks on Sonar. And it's just a fantastic DAW, and he won BAFTA awards, okay? So I'm very lucky to be able to exchange emails with him. It's not a very, very easy person to be around, but he, you know, probably harassed him that much. So the reason we're here today is you're writing music, but you can't write music. Your parents are you know, the main reason. The old parental shame is why you cannot write music, or put it out. You know, then there's your partners, your sexual life. There's a lot of stuff that's happening out there. You're afraid to go outside. Plenty of reasons. You're eating bad stuff. For some people, you should change your diet, whatever. But there's also a main problem of your DAW. Also, you don't know music, probably. You think you can do it with your mouse and keyboard. You think you can do it with whatever, just singing it out to somebody who knows how to write music. You actually cannot do it. You need some foundation. So all of these aside, your DAW is also a problem. Using Pro Tools doesn't work for somebody who's into things, just who has been into it for a month or so. Other people get into it through Logic. They have the same issues. Nuendo and Cubase, same issues. Professionals don't have those issues, but even professionals, when put in front of effective DAWs, will have a better time composing. So we are in a very lucky situation. Oh, hi Alessandro. Alessandro says, a lot of interesting videos in your channel. First time catching you live. Buon lavoro. Thank you, Alessandro. Thank you very much. Grazie mille. Mi fa piacere che tu sia nello stream. Talking Italian, which everybody should know because it sounds fantastic, right? It's one of the most melodic and musical things ever. This is music production. So we could talk Italian, even if you don't understand. You will, somehow, just because of how we move, right? Alessandro, we're programmed to communicate far beyond words. We know that. Communication is not just verbal. It's actually 80% all but verbal. So, you know, and food is also important, which we actually have in the peninsula. Thank you very much. I'm glad. Yeah, there's a lot of interesting videos. Make sure you check out Twitch as well, because there's other free videos there as well, because I stream there a lot. Now in the last probably month, I've recovered a lot of the old videos. There should be master classes there as well. And then last but not least, my Patreon, obviously, which is paid for. So you have to pay for it to see the other videos. So today we're talking about Live, okay? I do not have a Live 12 license. I'm poor. I don't use it. But I have used Live for so long and for so many records that I have been writing in conjunction with other artists, okay? I think I started using it in 2007 when I opened my studio in Firenze. So we're talking about Italy as well. And it was just amazing, the way it worked, the way it's just streamlining stuff. So today we're gonna take a look at how I would approach using Ableton Live in this room of mine that I'm very lucky to have, with plenty of useless synthesizers that will make your parents ask, why haven't you found, as we said on the Discord, a high-paying job yet? Well, truth be told, with Ableton Live, you will still struggle having money as a composer. So how does it work? Let's get into it, because it's just, Alberto is so boring, talks so much. This is Ableton Live. It's a beautiful dark interface, as it should be. And I think it's, even if there's a light shading off, you know, in front of my face, it just looks fantastic. I'm gonna go through. Alessandro says, mitico. Yes. Non sapevo fosse fiorentino come me. Yeah, I was born in Florence. No, you can stop. Don't worry. It's no problem. That's why it's a live stream. You know, otherwise you could think it's a recorded thing. I was born in Florence in 81. My wife is also Florence born. And we actually, however, spent half of our lives outside of Italy and half of it in Italy. It's been like last year was kind of the half and half. So now every day we spend outside of Italy. I'm located near Munich now. I've been in Berlin, Boston, Los Angeles, but in between Los Angeles and Boston, I've been in Italy again. But born Italian, Italian citizen, and yes, from Florence. So I can say a lot. Yeah, I mean, like you. So it's not even fun, because if you're not from Firenze and Toscana, you will ask me to say stuff, but you're from, you know, yeah, you're actually Fiorentino, so you're from Florence as well. That's amazing. Yeah. So say hi to Florence. I've been missing there for so long. Hey, Marco. Marco is Marco, but he's from, you know, Switzerland. So it's from further north. But Marco, we have a guy from Firenze actually. So I can send greetings, can send like commissions to do. Can you go to this friend of mine and just drop, I don't know, like some pasticcini, because there's very, very, very good. I'm kind of happy that Alessandro is from Firenze and is watching the stream. It kind of makes me more connected to it. Kind of fun. Good. And I assume he's interested in music, so I'm like, it feels like I'm teaching in Firenze again, which I've done for years when I was there. So, you know, we could probably catch up a lot on a lot of stuff. Ableton Live 12. How to fail at being a musician and composer, but with a different DAW. Let's do that. Yes, salute me the city for me tonight. Go to, I don't know, just go say hi to the people in San Niccolò at the fuori porta di San Niccolò. If you go there and you say, I don't know, it's probably, yeah. I've spent there a lot of times with my wife. We actually used to go there a lot, and we spent actually a New Year's Eve there. So if there's still the same people and you say like Italian composer in Germany, they might say like, who? They get so many, you know, people, but they also might like. I would go there if I were there, just to have a crostone and wine. Yes. Yes, I would. Now, I don't have to get distracted by this food. It's amazing that we can do that. And it's so much fun that you're from Florence. Yeah, good feelings. Okay, so Ableton Live. How do we fail at being musicians and composers, but using Ableton Live? Well, it's fantastic because Ableton Live actually gives me, and probably you as well, because I have a fairly complicated setup, gives you very few excuses to use to reason around why you're failing. You're failing because you're not spending enough time doing music, or you're probably not connected enough to whatever kind of team of people, club, I don't want to say anything else. You should be connected, because ultimately that's unfortunate that, but it's a fantastic DAW. So today's stream is about telling the world that there is a way to make fantastic music, and it's called Ableton Live. Let's open a template. Let's open something like, let's do this. I am also kind of big enough now, but I can turn smaller, which I probably should, because usually in these things, there's tons of things. But just so you know, I have set up everything. There's keyboards, there's the Amiga on, there's with Sonics 2. We will put Ableton Live to the test, okay? Can it do what I want it to do? Okay, I've gone ahead this time and I have started writing a little bit of my template already. Okay, so this is Ableton Live. It's got two main windows. That's it. This is the mixer window, and we will use my names because I am not a certified Ableton Live teacher, and I'm very good friend with people who are, and they hate me for using whatever kind of nomenclature I want to use. So, you know, jokes on them, we're gonna do whatever we want. This is the mixer window because it's got a mixer. But in the mixer, you see up here, there are the famous scenes. I don't want to talk about that too much, but these are clips of MIDI and audio parts and stuff that will play together horizontally, okay? So if I press play on this little thing, number 1, we're gonna rename it to test scene, okay? This scene is, and I call it scene, I'm not even sure it's a clip slot. What is this? Scene, okay, well, funny enough, I'm using the right name. Okay, so this test scene, if I press play here, it will go to tempo and play horizontally all the clips that are on these tracks, if they are audio tracks or MIDI instrument tracks, okay? If it's a bass track, it will probably not host anything, right? But in general, it will play stuff. So it goes to tempo, you can do live sets with it, and that's how Ableton Live started. It was a live thing. It's called live. That's why it's that. But I do not use scenes. And so in this template, in this scenario that I'm telling you about, we will not be exploring scenes, but A lot of people use scenes for live sets. A lot of people use scenes for composing. I have used scenes for composing, and I have also not used scenes for composing. My current state of things is that I would not use scenes for composing. I'm not making music this way, but it's a fantastic way to do it. If it works for you, do it. Just so you know, this top part is all scenes, okay? The bottom part is all the inputs and outputs and monitoring and sends and mixer, which is extendable. See, I can go all the way up here. And track enable, panning, and solo button and record. I will not even bother you to just start explaining the mixer itself, because we will figure it out, okay? I've also turned on some advanced controls so that I can see my latency here for the different tracks. Okay, this is very simple. I will not bother you with something else. On top, there's a transport. And the only thing you might ask is, where are the inserts? Okay, because we said there's 2 windows in live. There's just 2 windows. And one is the mixer. Where are the inserts? They should be on the mixer, right? But they are not. Well, Ableton Live, or just Live, uses inserts in a chain that goes left to right at the bottom. I know, it's kind of like, I wish you had a way to replace scenes with inserts, but the way Ableton Live has always been, it's that the insert chain is at the bottom. Everything you do at the bottom left is explained by the info tip pane, which you can disable if you want. I am so used to have the info pane on as a companion, even if I know most of the stuff that it's done, that I kind of always keep it on. Also because the space you have horizontally is insane, okay? We will see why some stuff is fantastic for this. Now, I've already made 2 tracks, and you can make fun of me. I've actually replaced a bass track with a different instrument that I am now, I don't remember which kind of bass I was using here, but maybe we'll find out, okay? Let's, for now, mute track 2, and I will show you what is going on in here, okay? In the different tracks. These tracks you see are instruments, Caution Kit and String Symphobia, okay? These are things I've started up. There's the different sends, there's the volume fader, there's anything else. Then there's green tracks. It will make sense to you in a second. I always call my basses all something. All bass, all synths, all orchestra. We'll do the other ones. Then I have a 2-bass retard, and I will explain to you why. Please stay with me because it's super complicated, but it will show you how powerful this thing is. And I will guarantee you, you'll make music with this thing. If you have a writer block, Live is the thing. As an instrument hub and also as a composing toolkit. Then there's 2 mix buses. I know, there's 2 mix buses. I do split things around. So I have a first mix A, and I have a second mix B. So mix A, as you can see, goes, the output of mix A is mix B. And the output of mix B is main, okay? Does it make sense? Probably yes. Okay, so this track, mix A and mix B, the final track, main, goes here. Main is the rightmost thing ever that you see here, okay? And on my main thing here, I have reverberate. Why do I do that? Because I have my calibration, my room calibration for my speakers. I have a pair of Bowers & Wilkins 802 Nautilus that I have calibrated. I have my presets for my calibrations for the cards and stuff. And I'm writing at 48 kilohertz, and I use reverberate to dial in the impulse response that will change the response of the speakers so that it's compensating what my room is doing, okay? So whenever I print something out of my mix down to a producer or somebody else. In live, I do not print out of main. I print out of mix B. Actually, I print out of a track that is called print. Are you following me? Yes. So print does this. We will create another one, okay? That's free. So we right click here and we insert an audio track. And that's just the first fantastic thing. Ableton Live has just audio tracks. Is it MIDI? No. Is it a send return? No. Then it's audio. There's nothing else to say. It's number 9. We'll call this print. We select this and we call it print. And we make mix B go out to print. We monitor enable print all the time. We want to listen to print all the time. You see how my buses are all on in? They're all on in, okay? I'll go fast because I know you people can take it. You're good. Now, there are sends that I will show you in a second. You can't see them because I hide them usually, but they're here, and there's 12 of them. Unfortunately, as far as I know, you cannot do 13 or 14. There's only 12 buses, send returns. Let's use the right term. So we will color these white because print tracks are white or light gray, whatever. That's my print track. This thing goes to main. So each time I print, I select the mixdown track as a print. This way, my monitoring, the reverberate monitoring will not be printed, okay? And I can have different volumes here, different weird things. It doesn't affect it, okay? That's kind of a cool thing. Now, I do not want to risk sending a print track to one of my sends, because if I do, my studio will explode. So what I do is I right click here and I disable all sends. I'm going very randomly instead of starting from the preferences, because I just want you to feel how live is little by little, nugget by nugget, a very, very, very nice thing. It's super streamlined, and I love Nuendo, I love Cubase, I love Studio One, but gotta be honest with the world. Live is where it's at the moment. If you need to make music in 2024, it is the fastest thing. It won't betray you. There's been builds which were not too super stable in my book, but this one is just off the hook. Really, really good. So, how do the inserts work? Okay, this is my kit. I will press play. You probably will hear it. Okay, I just made a groove out of it. It's a caution kit, and you can see there's 2 auxes here that I'm like send returns that I'm using, right? But you don't see it, but when I click on caution kit at the bottom, you see everything that is related to this track. So there's no hiding things around, there's no effects here, instrument there, it's all there. It starts with caution kit, and it's a device. And then there's a retro comp. It's a plugin. I click on the wrench and I get into the retro comp, and the signal flows from left to right. So you usually have generators or devices, things that make sound. See here? Right? I can play this keyboard, hopefully, hopefully, hold on. Right? That's something nice. And there's crispy clip, okay? So these are the 2 inserts on my kit, or this caution kit, whatever that is, okay? I could swap them around. I can put different stuff, different things and all things. Notice what I have done with these pad. Each insert has a pad that you can use to automate stuff. X, Y. You see this thing, mix here? I've said that the vertical axis has to be the mix. So when I play that, Are you kind of feeling how easy this is to just make it into a piece of music? Are you noticing that I am not tempted to add shit to this session? I'm just moving one pad and it's actually music that people, in my opinion, it is. Obviously for you, it will be, you know, like, I don't know, if you need to exercise or just cleanse your ears, I don't know. But, you know, it's just, it works because automation done through a pad whose parameters you can, you know, here completely select and do, and it's picking them up from the plugin, automatable parameters, is just awesome, right? You can see the parameters here in a text version, or you can open the interface. You can save your own plugins. We'll do it in a second. It's just, this thing is great. And if I wanted the x-axis to be the power or shape or ceiling or pre-filter, I would just, you know, I can do it. I don't need it now, so we'll keep it here. We'll keep it around about here, and we're done, okay? So this instrument, as you can see, has the recording enable here, which is a note. It means my keyboard will actually trigger this thing, okay? And I'm playing through it, okay? If this was disabled, it doesn't work any longer, okay? Just simple as that. If I want to play these strings, Sympho, it's just a name I made it, Symphonia, whatever, I will just, you know, turn it on and press, you know, the recording button. And then I can, well, this is probably too low. Oh, okay, no, this needs expression. Right? This is Symphobia. So how do I know? Well, I have a contact instrument, right? And I put it here, and it's Symphobia. And it's sustained vibrato modulation, set it this way, blah, 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 blah. It will remember that, boom, close. After that, there is Orange Clip. Have you people tried Orange Clip? This thing is awesome. I'll probably make a video of it. So, okay, it never triggers because this was a bass track that I erroneously put contact on and replaced. So we'll fix this. We'll fix this in a second. So where does this go? To all orchestra, which is here. And all orchestra has actually other inserts, which is what I do. It's got a -6 dB bus. I usually have -6 dBs on all my buses. I just wanted something to gain it down. My own choice. And then there's a Manley. What is this? A massive passive. How can I forget a name of something like this? It happened. I had a long day, right? So this is doing just boosts, whatever. It's doing, I call this preset Sky Warmer Sound because I've learned about this preset from a very important guy who does beautiful soundtracks, mixes, and blah, okay. Well, why am I here doing this? You know, because I'm not good as he is. I'm not as good as he is. It's just like he's such an inspiration. So, I mean, this has been used a lot. It's just boosting a lot of lows and a little bit of highs, but you don't really hear it. So, it's my orchestra bus. Let's go to the synth bus. It's still got a kilohertz gain. You see, I'm just selecting it, going down here, and boom, range. And then there's a stereo field. I usually kind of take a little bit of the mid content out of my synths bus, okay? Now, we go to Mix A. Mix A has tons of things. It's got the Pulsar Moo. I was just trying out these Sky Warmer Sound, like kind of the same settings I had on the UAD Manley Vari-Mu, but here. And then I've put this guy. Have you people tried this thing? Unbelievable. Not inexpensive, but unbelievably good. So this is a preset I should actually save. User, all user presets, and we'll call these, untitled preset. Ah, yes, because it doesn't allow me to change the name of it for whatever reason. Oh, rename current because I'm stupid. But it doesn't work. I can't really type. It's taking precedence over. So it doesn't matter. And probably a bug or something. Then there's the glue, which is set to another sort of sky warmer sound. We should save this to new folder, user, and call it sky warmer sound. It just reminds me that that's a chain that I've just learned to steal from somebody, which it works. Okay, so this is my thing. This is how it works. Sometimes I like, what I was trying was to use the 60-30, which is something I've used for a long time, instead of the pulsar mute. So you see now it's bypassed. How do I know it's bypassed? Because there's this yellow dot, orange. Why do I say yellow with orange? My wife always complains. It's an orange dot. And when it's lit, when it's dimmed, it's bypassed. Very simple. So suppose I want to make this into a preset, right? I could save independent presets, right? Make them into something else. But I could select them all and go Control G or group. And this has now become a solid device. It's not a sound generating device, it's a mixing device, but I can clearly go to Edit Info Text and I call it Alberto's, because obviously that's how people over the Atlantic Ocean will say that. Alberto's Skywalker, oh, I said that. I wasn't supposed to say that. Skywarmer Sound Mix Bus or Skywarmer Mix Bus. Boom. Okay. And then I go here, and here I had them disabled, but I was obviously having my preset for gold clip. And I was trying Master Desk, which, gotta tell you, I'm just using because I've learned that somebody very famous was using it. But, you know, suppose I want to make a device out of this again. I go Control G, and then I just change the info text so that it's Alberto's Skywarmer Mix Bus B. Okay. If I want to change these again, I just click it. See, it just remembers the info text. It's kind of cool. Mix Bus A. Okay. So this is now a device. I press minus or fold. Look at that. Ready? Boom. It folds. This thing has folded. I press plus, it becomes big. I select the whole device and I go minus, it folds. And it's out of my way. Super awesome. Who's using B? I'll tell you about it. Okay, well, yeah. So, sorry, I'm just reading the chat. What do you like of that Soundtech EQ? And who's using B? Master Desk. Okay, so B is one of my fathers of film and video game mixing, and he doesn't have to pay my tuitions, but he's been fantastic to me, Alan Meyerson. So Alan uses this, and you can see that in a couple of videos for companies that I work with and that I've been working with since 2011. But Alan has done recent master classes with them. And if you're a patron of mine, you get a discount for being a member in the other portal. The other, it's a very pure way of doing mixing. Okay, I like to kind of throw these things around. And it's a fantastic preset that I've just stolen from Alan. And I'll reset the bass to what it was, and then we'll hear it without and with, okay? I know it's not the best example, but we gotta fix this. I'll do it in a second. What do I like of the Soundtech EQ? Okay, I do not like the price. I'll give you that, because it's kind of like $229. You have educational discount if you're a student of mine. I'm making these kind of a all-out publicity. I need more money. I want to change my car. So I'm kidding. But if you're a patron of mine, you get educational discount through these. But this is still kind of one of the most expensive single plugins. Metric Halo makes this in conjunction with, I'm going to tell you who, because I tend to forget. Who's the people behind this? Is there an about? Oh, they haven't. Okay. But look at this. There's no analog modeling, pure analog and aggressive analog. Okay. So it's got the color, which is, it's a strong word, of the Soundtech. I like the Soundtech EQ in general. I was lucky enough to have a teacher of mine visit me in Berlin and bringing a real 432 in the studio. And it's like the two pieces that he has from the studio he had in Los Angeles. It's now two pieces. I think it's a Vari-Mu, a Manley Vari-Mu and a 432, which has had issues, like some op amps were kind of dying and stuff, but he still says, this is my thing, I like it, I finish mixes with it. Doesn't matter if it's digital, becomes better. I like about this Soundtech EQ the fact that it's fast, it feels very op amp Soundtech. It's authentic to what a Soundtech does. It pushes things a bit forward in the sound field, and the curves kind of sound what I would expect from a Soundtech. I've actually built an EQ, a hardware EQ here, the Fuse EQ, out with the help of two other technicians. I couldn't do it by myself. Actually, three. And it's op amp based without the op amps of the Soundtechs, with a little bit more bands and stuff. But I like how forward that is, and it's a little bit kind of rusty in the high mids, but it's again, it's the forwardness and the speed. It doesn't sound like a tube EQ, or like it isn't sharp and harsh, but it's got a little bit of an edge in the preamp. And I just use it to do something very common in the world of film and video game music, just pushing some frequencies that are nice. I know it's a starting preset, it's not even there. It's a 12 kilohertz, half a dB. You know, you can steal it on any other kind of Soundtech EQ, Mazalek EQ, even Manley Pultec EQs you can use kind of their way. You know, they're you know, the Langevins as well, they're solid state. You need something fast, but the Soundtech's the king of it. ER EQs as well, that would be awesome as well. I think Alan uses an ER 825. And it's the concept is they want to just in analog bring the gain up. Here we don't need to bring the gain up. I'll let you hear what it does. And master desk, yes, it's kind of the push up. But we'll do that because we need to restore bass. So this is a wrong track, but it's now a good track. I need this track. So I'm gonna right click and go duplicate. Okay. Now this one we call, for whatever reason, bass. We send it back to all bass. And we need to find the bass that I was using, okay? So how do you do it? We do it like that. You can do, how do I do it? If I know what I'm looking for, I go Control F. Simple as that. You see what happens on, what is happening on the left side? That's your browser. And the browser has everything. Your library can have all. You can look for, now I'm searching into the entirety of the library. You can go through sounds, drums, instruments, audio effects, MIDI, modulators, Max for Live, plugins, clips, plugins, look at that, whose filters I have on, okay? Let's turn it off. Plugins, clips, samples, grooves, tunings. You can search for tunings and kind of drop them into things. I don't do micro tuning, but, and templates, okay? Beautiful. Then there's packs, there's tons of things. But if you Control F on library, prego Alessandro, oh, my pleasure, no problem. If you have questions, always ask. You know, I try to not break the flow, but then I will answer you, absolutely. That's why I do the live streams. I don't want to talk to myself. I do that all the time when I'm not streaming. So I'm doing my streams as a therapy, as you understand, because my, you know, psychoanalysis therapy was too expensive, so I'm doing YouTube live streams. They're free, and they help pretty much the same, which means they don't. Anyway, so I want to search for that bass. I would just go bass. And here, unfortunately, because I'm in all, I'm looking at anything that has the word bass, okay? So it's not working, okay? But that's how fast you can be. So I go on instruments, or actually what did I do? Sounds? Nope. Instruments? Nope. Template? I think I was in sounds. Acid bass, okay, it's gotta be here, hold on. It is something related to bass, so we'll click on types of sounds, bass. If we don't, maybe it's bass grinder. Okay, let's try that. I will drag it onto Contact and it will destroy Contact. I think it's this one. Okay, see how it's off now? Nothing is playing. And also I would like to say, look at the beautiful interface. Everything's there. So it replaced my Contact with Bass Grinder, which is the name of a device that I don't know. This was created by Houston Singletary. Okay, just some guy, right? Who's making me a bass preset to make amazing music. All right, so I'm playing it. You see there's all the little things that it's doing, the amp and stuff, and then it goes into my orange clip here, right? And I think it could be the right one. So, it's not playing because this track is off, but it's being played by my MIDI keyboard because the red indicator is on, the arm recording, okay? If I have no arm recording on, I can play all day long. It won't trigger anything, okay? So this is on, and I think it's this one. I think it's this one, I got it, for whatever reason. So, okay, so we have it. Notice how it's remembering the plugin that I had open. And you might be saying, what is with this useless piece of information all the time? Well, no, absolutely. If this was, for example, Synthphobia with Orange Clip, you know, which now I can only have one plugin open at the time, but you can fix that. You know, you go to bass and now, oh, this is gone. Why is it gone? Okay. Oh, because it's remembering that from the last session I had. Okay, so it's single track. It's not as good as I was expecting it to be. But maybe it's because I can only have one open at the time. If you move to another track, it will open the other plugin you had open, I'm sure, if we fix a parameter that I had. But it's super, super useful. So let's play my drums and then add my bass. That was the drum. This was my bass part. Okay, I don't want you to see the MIDI yet. Remember, we're missing one important window, the arrange window, okay? We said that. It's this one. You press tab and you switch to it, okay? But let's stay on the mixer. So these are my tracks. I'm building my template, okay? These I'm doing, pretending it's for you. This is actually me rebuilding my template in live, okay? So I press play. And I go like, well, okay, well, the drums could be louder, right? That's as simple as that. I'm changing the volumes, playing stuff around, and this is going to all bass, this is going to all synths, all orchestra, blah, blah, blah. But you hear effects, right? Let's do the mix bus stuff just to hear what does what. Let's go in order, okay? Mix bus, these are empty, okay. So I usually start with I don't usually start just with anything, but this would be the ultimate mix comp. So let's do before and after. Unbelievable. I love this thing so much, but I was tuning the pulsar, you know. Let's turn it on and then go out here. I'll be fast, you know, it's just a loop that is playing. But hear how it becomes a record, little by little. So the Soundtech, okay? We start with the Soundtech on in live, but I go with EQ off, okay, here, bypassed, okay, I go here, or I completely, actually I will bypass it from there because we take the sound of the unit out, okay, starting bypassed. Forward, with lows, low mids, mids, high, it just pushes out of the speakers, and it's like a higher definition situation, whatever, I don't know. Last, in the one here, let's go here and let's go comp in off, and I will play it, and then I will turn the glue on. It's just leveling the sound a little bit, maybe because we don't have long sounds versus fast sounds, not doing anything. But see, this is now my device, right? I want to destroy this thing, I go minus. I want to do some comparisons fast without, for example, the 630, 60-30 versus the Pulsar Mu. You can press play and just shift this, right? Let's do it. I like the 60-30 better for some reason. I'll keep that one. Okay, but you see, you can clip that, and you do want to, you know, fold it. You want to fold the whole thing, right? Let's do gold clip now. Same example, very fast, so we have kind of a vibe. This one also pushes things forward. And am I clipping? No. Will I clip at the end of the song when I'm kind of at the mix? Probably a little bit. I don't know. It just depends. But because of the gold and the alchemy and the fact that I am doing this weird thing, I'm like, what is it? Like 0.5 dB of dry injected into, I have no idea. It's just a fantastic thing. It sounds great. So that's how I use it. Boom, done. Then master desk. Let's turn it off, on in the device, off in the plugin, and then we'll just instantiate it. I think it will get louder here, okay? But not too much louder, but still louder. Doesn't matter, hear it out. Again, tribute to the good Alan Meyerson. Right? It sounds really good. It's convenient. It's convenient. You can't deny the BrainWorks just goes, puts the money where the mouth is and just goes like, here's the tool, just do it. Used that way, I became convinced that I was missing kind of out on it because I had it and I wasn't using it, and I was doing way more in terms of dynamics than actually this is doing in terms of tone shaping. So I really like it. It's not true peak, it doesn't matter. I'm outputting to -1 so that I'm kind of saving that true peak thing, but I could probably get away with it I will do it with a limiter past it. So I will keep this to 1 and probably put an ML1. For example, how would you do that? Simple. Drop these to 1, Control F, and go ML1. Take it, drop it. Done. Continue, because NFR obviously, you know, here it is. Here I go -1, threshold -1. That's usually how I keep it. That's now my limiter here in the chain of mix B. It's not even triggering. We're fine. It doesn't matter. Now, can I play my stuff in here from bass? For example, here. It works. I like playing random stuff on these things, as you can probably tell. There is a little bit of latency, but I'm at 512, so, you know, it's still doable. And it's probably, I could probably know what kind of latency we have. If I don't want that type of thing, again, I drop this into my master, into my device, and I turn this thing off, and I can't say there's a ton of latency. These things are pretty good, but you can turn them off, and probably there's what? Keep latency, I don't know. I'll keep them off, I'll keep them on actually, you know what? Because I like more sound, and people like more sound. And then from there, we go to print. Here, we could add more stuff. I would probably have some other stuff in here. For example, you know what? I would actually have duplicate. I would have something here in mix B, or yeah, something, actually no, hold on. Here's how we do it. We undo. Can I undo? Yes. Okay, I want to put something else here which isn't related to this, okay? So I would usually do the EQ orange before gold clip. Boom. And I will keep it simple as that. Oversample, turn one band off. This thing, if you don't have it, you have a better bank account than I have, but you're missing out big time. Obviously, I always make that mistake because I'm used to pass and not cut. So high cut, usually go here. I'll start by keeping these just so I remember, and then turn it off. I don't need to use it now, okay? Then I would probably use Good Fuzz. Master, probably. When I had it, it wasn't available at the time. Good Fuzz Master. Now this one, still in bypass, don't need to use it, but look what I do. I make a second group of it, okay? So fold this guy, where is it? This guy, okay? And I have complete control over different sections of my mix busing, okay? And now if I play, this has tons of latency. The EQ orange has tons of latency, so it should become unplayable. Let's see. Okay, okay, clearly that. How about bypassing these? Oh, okay, so there's still that. How do you do it without affecting your latency? Now, if you see that, right? When I'm playing, it's unplayable. I cannot do it. It can't be done. If I turn it off, it's not getting deallocated from memory, okay? And I don't think I can actually do it from here. So either there's a parameter to do it, or we can do it in another way. I would like to do it that way. Look what we're gonna do. We go collections, we go here, we open the collections, and this is a fantastical thing. We take purple to me they're instruments, green to me they're basses, and red they're usually masters, okay? The problem is that red is usually used differently, so I will use orange, okay, for now. But you rename it and you call mastering, okay? Which is not really mastering, but it's just telling me that it's finalizing stuff. And here's what we do. We take matte DQ, we drag it. Oh, we don't drag it because I'm looking for stuff here now. So we go mastering. Can we add it to mastering? No. Okay. Rename. Can I add it? No. Why? Favorites, mastering, effects. Oh, because it's in a device maybe. No. Okay, we gotta fix this. Hold on. I can do that. Done. Okay. Oh, yes, of course. Now we have everything shown here. Let me do the others. Green is buses or mix. This is, it's two buses. Purple is instruments. And gray, I don't know. But for now, we take these guys here. Instruments, okay, favorites, whatever. So I take these DQ and I cannot drop it in here. Okay, can I do mastering and drop it in here? No. Can I drop stuff? I thought I could. Okay, what if I do DQ orange? Oh, DQ orange, drop it here. Oh, okay, yes, here. From here, I can do it, okay? And I do mastering. So now when I go here, there's matte DQ orange. Oh, look at that. Can I do it here? No. Okay. This could be save as default configuration. We should do these as well. This to me is the default. These two little things. So we save it as a default, and now live will know, okay? Now good force masters, same thing. We go Control F, Gold Fuss, master, and the normal one, usually I will put it here, mastering, boom, done. Or whatever, you can do it. Gold clip, master desk, and ML1. Okay, let's do it. Master desk, this guy can do mastering, okay? We do ML1, okay, here, mastering, boom. You can do whatever you want. Who else was here? The Soundtech, okay, these plugins I always use, so Soundtech, mastering, or buses. See, now it's getting difficult, right? Because it's kind of, do I master with it? Do I make it into there? Let's do buses as well. Is it gonna be in all of them? Probably not, right? Oh, it left. Why did it? Soundtech. Here, buses. Now it's green. Okay. Good. It's okay. Glue, the glue. Search for glue, right click, buses. Green. See that green square? That's what we need. Pulsar Mu. Okay, this one, let's do it. You can save a preset, for example, here. And we go Sky Warmer Vary Mu, or Sky Warmer, yeah, Pulsar, let's go here. Pulsar Mu Sky Warmer Mix. Okay, and you can still put it into buses. And it's a preset that will go into your collection. It's insane. This one, same thing. Let's do 60. Let's do a save preset. It's not about the plugin, it's about the preset, right? So we go 60-30, Ultimate Comp, and then we could call it Sky Warmer Mix, right? And we green it. Boom, done. Easy. Here, I have folders. I can do new folder, and I call it My Beautiful, Incredible, Weird Last Name, and drop it in here. And then I go, I can probably put it into places. Here it is. Boom. Obviously too long. So we rename it like that. Boom. See how it is? See how fast it will become to do stuff? Probably. I hope so. Now, this was just the basis because Alessandro said, can we hear how it works? Yes, of course, we can do. Now, what else? We said instruments. Right? Oh, even orchestra, I could do the manly thing. This thing could be used. So let's save this. Massive Q, Sky Warmer, Orchestra. Okay? And we put it into buses. And we put it into Alberto. And this should get renamed. See? It's, boom. Alberto's presets. How, right? Presets. But this is Alberto RS, so this is okay. This, you know, oh, no content. Well, why no content? No. Remove from sidebar. Go here, all, maybe, presets, where is it? Templates, groove, whatever, packs, oh, locations, we probably lost it now. It's somewhere in there, it doesn't matter. Why is it? Tunings, max, plugins, instruments, it's gotta be a preset. If I go Sky Warmer, you see, it finds them. Anyway, it doesn't matter. See, it's a long name, whatever, but it works. I just drag it and it will become that plugin with that preset. It's so fast, so fast. Now, how does the arrange work? We got, see here, grinder, that's the cushion kit, MIDI, double click on the clip, MIDI on. Too narrow, go up. Do you want to see just the notes that he has? You fold, right? It's like if you like playing cards, that's a good thing. I mean, playing cards is a bad thing, probably. I can guarantee you it is. But if you know the fold term, fold, it means it will show you just the notes that were played, okay? And here you have, because it's a whatever, gray track, you have gray crap. And you have the velocities, easily accessible. You have The randomization and all the things you can do, I see I copied these just over. I want to change the color here, of course, because the drums are always brown. So I make these brown and I do these 4 clips brown as well, or there's a way to just say go with the color that the thing has. Bass obviously purple. So these will magenta, whatever. Oh my God, that's strings. Strings is phobia. It's an orangey thing, okay? And these will become an orangey thing. So this obviously it's not a part that I needed because it's duplicated. It's done. Now you see here I have all bass, all strings, or orchestra. I can probably extend these a little bit. I like it very, very wide. And I have the 2 bus return, the mix A and mix B. I will explain what 2 bus return is in a second. Look at this here. You see what these are? No. Why? Because you don't know. Well, we haven't seen them in the mixer window because I had them disabled. If you go to View and you go to Mixer Controls, Return Tracks, Control-Alt-R, you will see all of my sends, which correspond to A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L. They are my hardware pedals. Timeline, Big Sky, Volante, Avalanche Run, Black Hole. These are my pedals. They're real pedals, okay? Then there's effects that I use that I kind of like to have on a send return path. Glitch delay, these are names I've made. Rebouncer, Panner delay, Panner whatever, Survival LR, Crotosian, whatever. These are names that correspond to the letter. So you should remember that L is Crotosian. The last 2 are Panner delays. And then there's survival. There's actually survivor, Panner delays. What am I making out of my life here? Rebouncers, glitch delay, and my pedals. Okay, it becomes second nature after 2-3 years probably, or no, less. Come on. But that's how it works. But if I were to keep my returns here, because there are 12 of them, notice how fast I'm going. I didn't even have enough coffee. It would be impossible to mix. Look at how tiny the tracks are in terms of space allocation, okay? Well, yes, I could take these out. It's a bit better, but I like to live with the certainty of a few things, or the browser and the info pane. Don't tell me why or how. It's just Ableton Live left side to me has to be that way. I don't know. I'm weird. So you go Control-Alt-R and the send and return channels are out of your way. Out of your way. I don't need to change them, okay? When I go to timeline and I double click this, my inserts are just a kilohertz gain minus 12. I love kilohertz things and we'll probably design something together soon, but this is just a minus 12. Okay, I like to have my pedals at minus 10. The Big Sky has it, the Volante has it, the Avalanche Run, the Black Hole has it, okay? How do these work? See where they go? 1 and 2 on my physical output of the interface. Timeline, Big Sky, Volante, Avalanche Run, which I actually have to turn on or off. Yeah, okay, it was on because it defaults to off. So you will see them here on the Prophet 6, over the Prophet 6. These are all the pedals that I have, okay? And that I actually have more, but that's the default. I constantly use those. And I sometimes mess the settings and it's nightmares. Black Hole, 10, okay? 9, 10. Why do you see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 with the names? You see them with the names because if I go to the preferences, you have in audio, my output configuration. You see here, driver type, ASIO, Lynx Aurora, input configuration, output config. That's where you want to go. Output config. Do you have mono outputs or stereo outputs or all together? Okay. My outputs here on my 16 Aurora channels are all stereo. So there is no need to turn on the monos. No need, because I always use the Big Sky in stereo, the Volante in stereo, the Avalanche in stereo. I don't use mono to stereo. I don't do that. Just me. 1314 is stream. That is actually what you are getting. and then the monitor. Actually, you're getting a copy of my monitors, so you're actually getting probably the sound, the room calibration as well. It's just a test, it doesn't matter, we're okay. If you want to disable a stereo path, you just go here and you disable it, but you can name stuff. And this is awesome because names will help you identify which channel goes to which channel, okay? Now, my mono inputs and stereo inputs are as such. I have only done a few. Voyager, Prophet 6, Prophet 12, 2-bus retard. Why have I done this? Number one, because I remembered them. Number two, because I usually go in sections. We have to configure this. I have to do it. We'll do it. 15 and 16 is my 2-bus, my dangerous 2-bus summing box. This summing box I use to get all of the outputs from my pedals and effects and funnel them into 2 channels. I use a summing box for my effects. I guarantee you it does good things. It does very good things. So here's how it works. Timeline goes to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You notice how Ableton Live does not require symmetrical send returns, meaning I do not have to go out on 1, 2 and come back on 1, 2 to allow a send to happen. I can send without knowing where it returns, and Live will actually still work. The reason why this works is that I have an audio track called 2-bus retard, whose input is 15, 16. Simple as that. So I play a track, for example, the strings here. Let's do the strings, okay? No sends, right? Let's play this. Let's find something here. Okay, well, tons of latency, right? Yes, of course, because we haven't turned these folks off. So we go good false master, ciao. Boom. Actually, how does it work? Well, yes, done, okay? Okay, now it's playable, it's okay. But it's very, very, very dry, right? Let's go to my strings here, strings. So, right? I will answer Alessandro in just a sec. So now what I do, just to have you look at it, I want to put the avalanche run for my strings. I usually use the avalanche for a lot of acoustic stuff. We know that A, B, C, D. D is the avalanche. Let's go full blast. Now I don't hear it because this track is in solo. So my, you see, 2-bus return is still playing, but it's not soloed, okay? That's the reason why that's happening. So I'm gonna unsolo it. And you should hear it, should be able to hear it. It's kind of a long tail, yes, but you know, that's how it is. And so it's just going out here on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You see I've disabled the sends on everything. I don't want to risk sending something to something, okay? And that's how it is. It's sending there. If I want to use Crotosian, see, Crotosian's going up, right? I can do this, okay. That's Crotosian. I want to use, I don't know, glitch delay, okay? Glitch delay is F. Okay, this one triggers only at a specific moment, so let's try that. I'm sorry, but that's what it does. It doesn't have any pitch, right? At all. Whatever, Big Sky. Different program. So Alessandro was asking, do you still connect to your pedals as you showed in a video from a while ago? Just out and back into the interface or something more special? Alessandro obviously watched my videos and is super expert about it. Good, good. That's a good thing. Bravo. I still do exactly as I was doing it before. Output 1-2 of my Aurora 16, going out with a -12 gain, which I could do from the control panel of the audio card. I don't do it. I do it from live Pro Tools, Studio One and stuff. And so that one, right? Now, I then come back from the pedal into an input of the Aurora. So it's line in, line out. Now, the pedals I have, I gotta be honest with you, the Strymons have no issues with line input output. They are line level pedals, they can take it. The Avalanche Run is not 100% line level compatible. Like, it can get crunchy if you get full scale, but with a -12, it just sounds good. And it's so they're all fantastic pedals. The Black Hole, zero issues with line levels, but with a -12, things are good. Then you ask, does live compensate the time needed for the send to go out on and back in? Yes, it does. We could do it in a second. It will not do it for you. You need to know the latency values, and I have been super lazy, but you see here below I have 1.75 milliseconds. That's what Nuendo tested. So I cheated, and I know my pedals all have a 1.75 milliseconds latency, so I tell them there is a 1.7 millisecond delay. I could test it just by sending a signal through the pedal in bypass and see the original and bounce where it stands, and then calculate the samples and put them in. You can use samples or you can use milliseconds. I know that Nuendo tested it. It can do it for you. Cubase and Nuendo can do it just super fast. They send a ping in, ping out, ping in, latency difference, boom, and they put the number in for you. And I know they all came out at 1.75. So what I did is I put 1.75, called it a day. But I should probably retest it in here, okay? So these are all the effects, and that's how I've done them. If you want to do a different effect, you do just open a return track, which I cannot do any longer because I have 12, and you put them here. Now, the good thing is, you see how these effects, we should change my template. Fecal, yeah, absolutely. Yes, I mean, we'll now check something about live. I need, just so you know, you're welcome, just ask whenever there's questions because it gets very technical. I need my synths and pedals, delays, the time-based pedals, to be in sync with the session. So to me, it's important that I have multiple syncing opportunities at each channel. I have a 16, what is it? Yeah, I have a 16 audio, MIDI interface, 16 ins and outs, so it can be 12/4, it can be 8 and 8, and I have it set at 8 ins and 8 outs. They go to all my synths, most of my synths, because some of them, they don't have MIDI. And then I have a MIDI Sport, 2 ins, 2 outs going to the Amiga. And I need MIDI clock to be sent everywhere because I want the gear to just tune itself. They're not tuned, I just get the right tempo, right? I don't go fix it by hand. They're all waiting for a MIDI clock to get the clock synced. Pedals included. The pedals go out of 16 and they go one into the other, okay? They go out, in, out, in, out, in, and they through to each other, okay? And so they feed the MIDI clock. So the timeline tells the Big Sky the tempo, the Big Sky tells it to the Volante to the Avalanche Run. Actually, the Avalanche Run doesn't have a tempo and the Black Hole either. But the first 3 Strymons, they're daisy chained, okay? So that's how it works. And this, again, why am I telling you this? Because if it cannot do it, I can't compose on this. And Studio One can do it, Cubase Nuendo can do it, Pro Tools can do it, Reason still can't do it. or I'm missing something, but I'm not missing something. So all of these effects go to main. I don't like my effects to go straight to the main. This is a problem now. We shouldn't be doing this. They need to go, you know where, to mixes, right? To a mix bus. So to do this, I will just take out this one so that we can work better. And I need to create a new audio track. This audio track, I will put it actually, yeah, here is fine, will be called Control R, all effects, okay? So we send 2-bus return to all effects. We make this track green. We disable all the sends. We do not want to be able to send a return for all the sends into one of the sends. No. Nope. We don't want to do that. You know, things might explode. So now my 2-bus return, which hosts all the hardware returns, goes to all effects. That's good. All effects does not have to go to main. It must go to mix A. Okay? Beautiful. Now, my effects here, the software ones, have to go all to all effects. Boom. This now is the proper routing. We didn't hear it wrong, but trust me, if you play it and you have tons of tracks, that will go to hell, basically, because some things are just going out to the main, not even the print track. So if it doesn't go to mix A, eventually it doesn't go to B and doesn't go to print, it doesn't come into the wave mixdown file. So it's very important that you set time apart to do your template, okay? Let's keep doing the template because this is really, really nice. What I'm missing here is hardware synthesizers, okay? I have a Voyager, Prophet 6, at least a Prophet 12 that I want to set up, okay? And also the base station 2 I want to set up, and the Nord lead. The Poly 6 I haven't hooked up yet. The Juno either. Oh, and the bass line. These are, okay, there's a couple of them that we need to do. How do we do it? We create a MIDI track, as far as I know, okay? I'm not super sure. Let's try that. We create a MIDI track and we call these Prophet 6, okay? And these things obviously have to have purple. For whatever reason, my hardware synthesizers are all either these or these. No, these. Maybe these. These are like kind of, we should do a Fiorentina kind of thing. Hold on. This guy. All right. Do we go with this one? Yeah, it's a nice purple color. Okay, so Alessandro is from Florence. He's here for the first time live. We do a Fiorentina thing. Unless he's cheering for some other team. I will just leave this awkward silent to us. I seriously hope he's not. Oh my God, I'm checking the chat. I'm sweating. Okay, well, I'm not a football fan, but it's just fun to make fun of fans. So what do we need to do? We need to do external device. So I will go Control F. There's seriously no browsing. It's just searching. And it should be external instrument. Look what we can do after. I just saw that. External audio effect. Gosh, insane. Okay, here, right? Are we there? Yes. External instrument says MIDI 2, and we say MIDI 2, my friend, to actually, nope, we need to configure MIDI. So MIDI 2 should be MIDI. Now the problem is, oh, okay. We go to the this might look confusing. So we go to options and we go to preferences. Alberto hasn't set the MIDI inputs and output ports. Very simple. So show link toggle on. Okay, start, stop, sync off. I don't use link, but whatever, we'll keep it there. Tempo follower, hide, or this is all your preferences. I don't know. MIDI controlled surfaces, input, output. We don't really have, I don't have control surfaces, so we don't do that. Takeover mode, I don't use takeover mode. Just remember bottom left, it's explaining things way better than I can. So the real thing is, oh yes, Forza Viola, of course. So then we use Viola. I was trying to like kind of play it cool, but I was really waiting for you to just confirm that. Absolutely. So, and again, I'm not a football fan, but you know, Fiorentina is Fiorentina. So we need to set our input ports and output ports. So you see my 16 channels of the AIM8U. And by the way, if you need an audio interface, ESI is the thing. These are the MIDI. If you need a MIDI, what did I say? Audio? I haven't tried audio interfaces by ESI, but the MIDI has completely solved my life. Completely. So see here, we don't have outputs. We only have inputs set. Okay? So I don't want to use the virtual MIDI of the Aurora. Yes, I want to use all of the 16 inputs, but we'll come back to it in a second. The way I've set them up, you see that you can see 16 of all, right? I don't have 32. I have 16 that can be either in or out, okay? So the way I've done it is that the odd numbers are in and the even numbers are out. That's how it should work. So what we should do is we should disable what is not used. So the number 1 is the in and the number 2 is out. So input ports, all odd. It has to be odd, even, odd, even, odd, even. Let's go down here. I don't know why. Okay, this should work, okay? If it doesn't work, it's the other way around. Then the MIDI ports 2 in B. Yes, let's get it there. That's the Amiga. And we want to have the base station 2 input. Yes. Ooh, look at that. Don't even get me started on this thing because it's just fantastic. But see how complex this is? Not complicated, complex. If I don't have something like this for my configuration, the DAW is a no-go. I can't use it. So MIDI port, yes. MIDI out to the base station, yes. Do we want to send sync for the MIDI base station? Yes, by all means. That's a USB thing. Yes, the base station has to get the clock from my DAW, okay? Then, Microsoft GS synth wavetable, no. Aurora virtual MIDI out, no. Now we want the even numbers here. So the output, okay? We go to 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. Now, do we want to send sync out to all of these channels? Yes. Generally, I start by sending it to all of them. Okay? We will track who is who because I have a note, but I have to stand out of my chair and I don't want to do it. Okay? So, we send sync to all of the output ports that I have set up. This means we're sending to all of my MIDI devices sync information, but we are not getting any any sync information to the inputs. Okay? Does it make sense? Why? Because I don't want Ableton Live to sync on anybody. I want Ableton Live to sync everybody. It's the master. Okay? Now we close this. Okay? I save. And I go MIDI 2, and here's the different tracks, right? We can send out to the whatever things. So I know for a fact that 12 should be my Prophet 6, 10 should be the Moog Voyager, 14 should be the Prophet 12, and 16 is my pedals, okay? So why does 16 pop up? It's pedals, I can't play them. Because if I go to the preferences and I go to input ports, and I go, to output ports, you see that output ports has track. Now, I don't need to track the pedals. So I go off with the track. And now the 16 is disabled. I cannot select it as a MIDI output because I cannot play a timeline pedal, but I want to send sync to the pedal. That's how I'm doing it. So it's still getting synced. It's out of my jurisdiction. I cannot mess it up, and it's nice. So now what we're going to do is we're going to try, and it's a Prophet 6, so it should be 12. which channel do I want to play to? I want to play to number 1. And now, because this is external instrument, it's audio from, and I want audio from my Prophet 6 channel. How does it know? Or how does she know? How does it know? It knows because in the preferences into the audio interface input config, I have enabled 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, and I've given them names. And it's super easy. And I want to spend a minute of silence to think about the people we have lost into Cubase, Nuendo, and Logic in the old days of environment versus mix versus whatever it was called, quick views. No, it's something else. This is just so easy. The people at Ableton kicked everybody's butt in like this. It's why should it be more complicated? Yes, it is, but it is. So I can't read peak. So what I want to do is Prophet 6, right? The Prophet 6 has the good taste of just playing some random drone behind. I have no idea why. It's this preset probably, or there's something strange, okay, in the neighborhood. There's probably that, because and I'm telling you, this is the Prophet 6. It's doing something. Now look at these, hardware latency. It keeps getting better and better. If you're a nerd, it keeps getting better and better, because we can measure how much time it takes for the Prophet 6 to become audio in terms of a MIDI note, okay? I probably will put 175 just because it's still an input, but it's weird. So where does the Prophet 6 go? In my studio, the Prophet 6, I will give you this interface. That's the Prophet 6. Goes below here to a pair of API 512s, okay? And the API 512s are going into my Aurora interface to 9 and to 11 and 12, okay? So I've selected 11 and 12, and if I now play my Prophet, we can hear it, right? And it's got effects, so right? But what if I want to add something like extremely long or whatever, like a rebouncer, whatever? I go here, right? Or I can change this. Right? These are effects I've made that I use all the time. That's kind of a different one, right? Now, Crotosian. Right? Super cool. So this is set. The cool thing is that if I play it from my base station, I can still play it from here, because the base station is the only one that is selected as a playable sort of input thing, okay? It's my, did I do it that way? Yeah, probably, right? It's set as a master or not as a master code, it doesn't matter. Yeah, I don't know. It works, all right? So now the good thing is this, the Prophet 6, I like to play it from the keyboard of each keyboard because I like to, the keypad of each synthesizer, because I like to mess, with the knobs and stuff. But we should save these as something. So we rename it and we call it Prophet 6, right? And then we should also save it. We could move it into instruments. No, we cannot move it into instruments, but we can save it as a preset and call it Prophet 6. And this one we can move into instruments. So now if I go here, I have it, and I can drop it into any other track. Let's keep doing this. Let's do the Moog, okay? We go, can I duplicate? Yes, but will it duplicate? Oh, yes, okay, it does. Okay, nice. So Voyager. Same drill, but this is a different one. So this goes to 10. That's, I use channel 1, but the audio comes back from the Voyager. Now the Voyager is a much more silent thing. So I like this, we rename this guy, we call it Voyager, and we save it, Voyager, external instrument, and we give it a purple. So if I play these now, that's the Moog playing. And I will not go that my microphone doesn't reach back there. But if I play these, it works. Okay? So that's my Voyager. And it's got 1.75, trusty, we'll leave it there, it's okay. Okay? Alessandro says, I'm going to dinner, then I'll end this video because there's a lot of concepts that are very useful and a universal level and they translate. So thank you very much. Have a nice one. And all right. So from a very calm and serene, moody Florence with 25 degrees. Thank you very much. Say hi to Florence for me and my wife. I don't know when we'll be back. We always mean to, but then we never find time. And our parents hate us for that. Yeah, please do that. Enjoy a little bit of a dinner with the air that is typical of this season. I know that very well. All right. Thank you very much for being here. Catch on the video afterwards because it's recorded by YouTube anyway. The Voyager is done. Let's move on. Let's do another one. Let's duplicate this bad boy and go call it Prophet 12. El Prophet 12. Okay, but it's still wrong. We go rename 12. We call it 13 and we give it this one. I think it should work. No? Ah, yes, because I'm still here. Okay, so this one is not this one. Okay, so that's the problem. Why am I not hearing it here? Probably because the 14 is wrong. So it could be 8. Okay. Well, that's not that. Okay. Okay, that's not that for sure. Do I have a latch on for some reason? Why am I sending that one now? Oh, maybe I have a stuck note here. Okay. So, for sure I have to do a local off. Let's go back here. Local off for sure. So we turn that off. Okay. Okay. Maybe 14. Maybe 12. No, maybe 8. This is what the Prophet 12 does. We're living, people. This is so good. Really, really good. But we got a stuck note for some reason. Because I have a tempo arpeggiator? Okay. So, it's gone. Nice. Because I think there's a latch on somewhere. Okay. That patch probably has a latch. Doesn't matter. That's a Prophet 12. That's probably the 8 now, right? But the output's fine because we were hearing it. So where is it? Is it still playing? Nope. It's going somewhere. Okay. And it's latching. Why is it latching? Shouldn't hold. Maybe it's me doing. Okay, is it doing it here as well? Let's play this. But I'm still playing the 12. Why am I still playing the 12? It should be different. Ah, because 8. Oh, ha ha ha. Now I see where it is, where the problem is. Okay, let's erase this guy. And I should have done a completely different device. That's why it doesn't work. So let's try this. I shouldn't have duplicated that. So let's do this. Let's try that. Good. See, because I've saved the presets. Good. Now we need to do another one. So we do external instrument, just generic external instrument. Boom. I mean, these. How can it get any faster? It even remembered the buses I had. Okay. We like this guy, but now we need to do 8 and come out of 13, 14. Good. So this is my rename Prophet 12. We save a preset, boom, and we give it a purple. Aren't you happy, people, that I'm making my own stuff against whatever? So this is good. Nice. There's a static thing on the Prophet 6, but I think it's the preamplifiers, whatever. I have. We should see why that is happening anyway. Bass line, that one we need. So we still go external instrument. Let's make a MIDI track. Let's call it baseline. Let's turn it purple. This guy. Oh no, actually, which was it? This one? Yeah. The Fiorentina one. Okay. And then we go here. External instrument for sure. I would put external instrument into instruments because, you know, it's useful. So now we need to find the bass line. And I need to put the bass line on note, okay, because otherwise when I play the keyboard it will not translate, and we need to find it. So it could be 6 and it would be output. Okay, output from, I haven't set these up. Okay, we need to do it. Audio, I have 2 mono things, or one. No, I have 2. Which one is that one? I have one guy who is mono. I have no idea who that is, but it doesn't matter. So input, it should be 5 and 6. Let's see. Baseline 5, baseline 6, because I don't remember who is who. Let's turn it on. Boom. And we are going to use 6, and we're going to go 6. I have faith in this. Let's go 1.75 just because. And play. Okay, it's not working. I mean, it's going somewhere, but we're not hearing it. So 5, not even. Am I doing these things right? Yes. Okay. Maybe it's 4, or maybe it's actually 14. Nope. Who is coming up with that one? So it's not. Who is the bass line here? Let me see. So this thing is going to probably 6 to the vulture out. Yes. So it's 5. It's clearly 5. Vulture out because maybe it's off. Okay. So how about now? So I send my bass line to the culture vulture, and it goes to 5. So we need to, you know what? I'm gonna press play here. Okay, and it's waiting for my clock sync. So I'm gonna press play. And it's always restarting though. So we gotta face the sync here. Why is it? Show resync. Let's try and free it from. That's kind of hard. Why is it doing that? Show resync external hardware. Resync button. No. Show tempo. Tempo follower. It's probably somewhere here. sync type MIDI clock. Yes, that's good. Because it's getting a restart note from the sync. Okay, okay. Okay, so this is kind of a bummer that it doesn't work, but I can do it with the MIDI out. Hold on. I have to do it here. Config, clock, MIDI, internal. Okay. So the song is 168. I press play and it's MPC. Okay. Aha. Off, MIDI clock off, on, buffer, okay. MPC. Why is it? Okay. It's getting MPC. So it's saying MPC. We'll have to take that out and see why. It's probably getting MPC type clock and it shouldn't. So I don't know. Or maybe I wouldn't know. So I'll call this baseline. Or actually, you know what? I'm going to erase it. Just because. So Voyager, Prophet, Prophet 6, Prophet 12. Oh, the Amiga. I want to do the Amiga. So MIDI here. Amiga. That's that one. You can see it. There's Sonics there. It's been waiting for us all this time. I don't remember who that is, but I know it's 1, 2. So we go to configure, audio, input, 1 and 2, actually as a stereo inputs, Amiga, left, right. We should do even these, Amiga L, Amiga right. You know why? Because it's, yeah, we should do it because sometimes I got 2 instruments doing that. So we save, we're back here, external instrument, the MIDI input, it's a MIDI Sport, that's good. Channel 1, and we get output from Amiga left, right. So we play now, it's probably 175. Right, so it's kind of very loud. I will lower it here. So we got one channel that is blasting us and the other one that isn't. Where is this going to? It's probably going to 1, 2 here. Oh, these 2 are going to the distressors, and the distressors are not in offline. Okay, so these guys should be bypass and bypass. The colors are different. Okay, let's try that. Distortion 3, detector, image link, no. So I have kind of a configuration with the different distressors and it wouldn't work, so it sounded pretty loud. Okay, that is very, 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 very loud. And we're probably getting that out of the fact that we shouldn't be using 1 and 2. Right. Okay. So for this reason, I should move it to another channel, maybe 3, 4, probably the Amiga, right? Who is 3, 4 here? Let me see that. Let's do that in a sec. Is it, what is it, Pultec? No. Evio? No. All right, let's do that. Let's take the Amiga from our 1, 2 distressors and send it to 3, 4. So the Amiga is our 3 and 4. Boom. I do a quick change here. Audio, input. This will get disabled. We call this Amiga L, Amiga R, Amiga LR. Boom. Okay. So it probably, yes, did reset stuff. 3, 4. Okay, now it's not doing weird stuff, right? Okay. Sounds like crap, but if we put a timeline, which should be now synced, just fantastic. Hear that. It's a great synthesizer. So this is syncing now, right? We could try that, but it is because I see the tempo and it's 168. If I go 90, right now, no, but if I press play once, yes, it gets synced. Okay. Awesome. How do we do this? So we need to do weird syncing. So this is the Amiga and it's now set. If I want to offset the volumes, they're set. The profits, we need to save this. So rename, go back to our small setup, Amiga, save the profit, gone, done, awesome. We make it purple, and I will now do the buses, and then we call it a day. So these things are all going to main. They are wrongy. They need, and we do multiple selections here on top, to go to old synths. Boom, nice. So these are the folks that are playing. I can do all the setups. Then there's different things like this drum kit we've heard. This one. Nice. Really loving this. String syntho, orchestra, bass. This kit you hear is just mangled from something default in Ableton, by the way. Bass, synths or orchestra, all effects, and 2 bass return, and then mix A and B. Print. Okay, so what I would need here is different buses. So I'll do duplicates of these, but before doing that, I will just send it to mix A, put it into in, and then I can go and say you can get duplicated, because otherwise, and actually disable old sands. Boom, nice. So I would need a ton of them, probably. Let's do a couple more here. So I do all drums, all beats, all grooves, all cybers, all organic. Actually, let's do all orchestra is here. So all voices, all synths, it's already there. All bass we already have. All what? Okay, all organic, absolutely. All impacts, all cybers. That's probably it. I mean, no, I have a sort of picture, but if I can't come up with an idea for it, it's probably not useful. So drums, beats, grooves, bass, orchestra, actually synths, orchestra, voices, organic, impact, cybers, effects. Okay, that is good. Now all of these go to mix A. Actually, some don't. They need to. Why they don't escapes me for some reason. Because they haven't translated. So very important that they don't go to main. Mix A, mix A, mix A. They all have to be in. External in. Okay. All beats need to go to mix A. Track in, audio effect rack. See how fantastic you can actually route a track to just different stuff. Awesome. Now, let's take a look at that external effects. Let's suppose I have this audio track and I want to make this an external audio effect. Audio 2, and that's the issue, see? If I do audio to something like M3000, audio from cannot be, I could use 2 bass return, but it will become duplicated around there. So that's why I can't do that. Okay, so I just noticed that the bass line's kind of weird in the audio. Let's do inputs. We don't know if that is actually the case. So we're going to disable that. Okay. Let's do the Nordly. Oh, yeah, well, I could do an external effect if I didn't have returns onto the 2-bus. Yes, that makes sense. But the M3000, I have issues doing that because unfortunately I've ended the sends, right? So this is kind of a problem because if there's a dry wet for sure, so I can do 1.75, but I cannot get audio from the 1516 return, otherwise it will get duplicated. So we could try and do that, but it won't work. So I just want to see if I will do a sort of M3000 effect. I doubt that it will work as a send, but suppose that I have the Amiga here, which is not this one, clearly. I have this one. Right, this thing. And I take this and I move it to the Amiga. And I make this 100%, maybe will not come out, right? Yeah, also the M3000 is off. So if it's off, it will never work, for sure. So is it on? Oh, I should have turned it on from the back. Okay, it will not turn on for whatever reason. The interesting thing is that if I send 50%, then I can kind of dial in how much of an effect I want. I'm trying to think if I want to do more than 12 buses. Honestly, no. That's okay. That's plenty. Okay, but it's nice that you can still do probably a dead return, like it doesn't come back, and it will still have its stuff. So I'm looking at it, it's looking pretty good. The thing is, the drums, the bass, the beats, the grooves, they don't have these kilohertz gain thing. This one, -6. So this needs to be there. So we just copy, paste it. Right here, drums, beats, grooves, bass, synths. Okay, synths has a little bit of different thing. Voices, organic, impacts, cybers, effects. Even effect. Do effects need the -12? It's a good question. Probably not. Or probably yes, because we have a 2-bus retard with the +12. Yes, because that's how I need it. Okay, probably yes. Okay, we're good to go. Now if I play bass here. Oh, we need the bass station. We need to set the bass station. Bass station, I'm pretty sure it's gonna be 6 at this point. So we go input, we take this, we call this bass station 2. This should be baseline or not. Hold on. Yes. Boom. No stereo. Does it make sense? We don't need stereo. And who else? Okay, let's make a track, a MIDI track. Call these bass station 2. Make it purple, which is not this purple, it's this purple. And we need to route this guy to all bass. Why did I call it bass? Oh no, to all bass. Not bass. See the difference? Boom. This one should be called bass grinder. Not all bass. That's a good thing. That's why I do that. I'm actually pretty smart for it. Who do we put here? External instrument, MIDI 2, bass station 2, which is USB, audio from bass station 2. I'm gonna start low. I don't hear it. Why? Because I'm not playing it. No, I am playing it. So we go back here. We see that it goes to main. It's wrong. It needs to go to all bass. But it's not playing out. So maybe it's channel 6. Maybe it's channel 5, sorry. Nope. So why isn't it coming out? Okay, we investigate. We go back to my bigger view. The base station, for some reason, I know for sure that it's playing, for sure, but it's not coming out of there, right? Well, if I do, for example, for the Amiga, it's playing. So the bass line here is not coming out. So let's try bypass. Okay, it's not playing either. Let's backtrack it. So this guy is my second channel on the vulture, and the second channel of the vulture is actually channel 6. So people, lo and behold, this should work for whatever reason. Is it low? Is it anything? Do we want to avoid this one? So, well, we can't, because it's like vulture out going to Aurora 6, which should work. But for some reason, it doesn't. What if I turn on the local here? Then we identify that it's maybe a MIDI problem. But it's not coming out. Base station 1, bass line. Oh, because it should be 6 though, right? But it's not coming out. Base station 1, base station 2. Nope. So I see MIDI coming out, and it's not. So I'm playing volume 0. Oh, there we go. So local off. See the things? I had the volume to 0. Obviously, it's never gonna work. Okay. Now we go. We want effects here, no problem. We go to the 5th one, it's a black hole. Right? Awesome. So this works. We gotta put this to 0. We rename this to base station 2. We save it as one of our instruments, and then we give it a purple color. Boom. What else? Okay, base station should probably go here. I like the Amiga last. The base line still doesn't work, but now I'm sure that this should be 5. So I'm gonna do it anyway. Boom. Let's go MIDI, we know that. Let's go audio, input. I already called this, close. We go new, MIDI. We call this baseline, and it's very easy to make mistakes and call and use this to just say why. Oh, hold on. Insert MIDI track. Why doesn't it work? External instrument. Can't do it. Why? Why are you being complicated? Let's do another one. Insert MIDI track. It is a MIDI track. External instrument. It's not getting dragged here. MIDI. Drop an instrument or sample here. Because I'm in presets. External instrument. Stupid. Okay. Bass line. See how simple that is to do? Purple here. Call this guy right off the bat. Bass line. We know we're MIDI. That's a complicated thing. Could be 4. 6, 8. I completely forgot. So this guy is 10, 12, 8. Baseline 4. Could be 4. No, there's nobody on 4. I can see that. Maybe 10. Or maybe 15. Or maybe no. Well, it's a 14 thing. There we go. I'm starting to get short. I have a note for that one. I should know, but I don't. So baseline audio from, for sure, baseline. Okay, and this is a 175 probably. So now I hear 2 things, and it is working now for whatever reason. So this guy is now my real bass line. But I think I have a local on still here. Yes, needs to be off, my friend. That's what the baseline is set to, but by the way, I'm not responsible for. So good, okay. So now we have it. So if I take this part of the bass and, or I don't know, just whatever, just press play, it's probably gonna be a little bit loud, maybe, maybe not. They're playing almost perfectly in time. So if I move here, okay, so you see what the issue is, for example, that I'm having a little bit of a loud bass line. The bass line is loud. You just go to the instrument and drop it. I know it's good for how it's coming out, just because I like the culture vulture there to be set the right way. Okay, so suppose I wanna record this, right, on the arrange. Now, because it's like, how do you track this stuff? It's fairly easy. I mean, you just press record, and what we want to track here, bass line, right? We just go F9. Right? So here, because I'm not overwriting stuff, and I know why I hadn't had it on, and it's actually, it's creating a second take, so I don't need that. We just do this, and we have access to the folded part. It's incredibly easy. And because it's a folded part, I can use the headphones, so I can hear the notes. I usually don't like to monitor that. And that's it. So if you want to, I don't know, just scale it down, for example, or just watch this and just, I don't know, like zoom it in and out. See, this is the entire part. I can just select it all and just track it. If I want to do any changes, for example, I want to do some changes of the clip. I just select it here. I just make the clip start at 1, and I say I want to transform, and I want to quantize, and I want to quantize to whatever 16ths, and it will just straight up change it for me, right? Or I can say current grid or nothing, and I can move these guy a little bit here. See, but it doesn't, okay, well, this probably does match. Let me see that, 16, right? So it made some changes, you see, and I can change the ends as well. If I want to do 8s, now it's completely sort of legato in a part, right? So I press here. Can solo this, for example. And the beautiful thing is that you have access to all of my send retards here, right? So I know the order, and I know, for example, that I would like to give it a little bit of black hole. It's the 5th one. And it's just that, right? And here I have it. If you probably, can we hide the retard here? No, we can't hide them here, but we can certainly hide this guy, right? When we don't need it along. So You can detach this stuff. You can put it on 2 monitors if you want. It doesn't quite matter, but it's just, I think I have turned it on to optimize the height. You see, you can always optimize to height and width for what you've written. And the more tracks you add, the more it will compensate. For example, just, you know, and you can drag whatever you want in here. You can take, I mean, insane amounts of stuff. There's so many things in grooves and things you can search in. You go, oh, and I don't know. But for example, I want voices. Let's see, ultra. So you see, this is voices 1 insert. This is my own presets. Insane that it picked up in VST format. Unbelievable. I didn't make these here. I made them Innuendo, I think. Voices 1 insert C. Oh, it's actually a Studio One preset that I've made. Fantastic. So you want to save this kit as a whole instrument, you just go save a preset, do that stuff. What I would like to try and do is set my sidechain actually. So these I will hide and I will go to, oh, this is going to be interesting. So what if I want to take old synths? This should go to old drums, old beats actually, and or old grooves or old drums. Let's go to old drums because beats are usually like to have mono. Okay, now I want to push this on something else. So I want to take the synths, for example, and on this synth track, I want to put a Pro C, which is what I use. I'll just look for it, drag it in, done. Easy as that. And I go to my presets and I go all synths insert 5. Oh, guitars, obviously I need. Boom. So now which sidechain do I want to use? Easy. I want to use old drums or old beats. See where it changes. Sometimes I use old beats, sometimes I use old drums. But here it should be fine. Old drums. I could even write a sidechain track just for it and send it out, but I am at 12 cents. I don't think this is gonna work. So all drums. If I do this and solo this guy, we will not hear it. Who's playing here? The bass line. Okay, the bass line is going to main. It shouldn't. So let's try synths for now, just so that we hear it, how it's getting mangled. So now if I have drums playing here, right here, and these guys playing, it should trigger my Pro C. It could work, it should work. Let's try and see if this is happening. Post effects, pre effects, or post mixer. Post mixer actually. And it's working. Same exact thing I have in Innuendo. It works. And it's doing it. Awesome. Now this guy is bass, right? So what if we take this and we copy it? Boom. Actually, yeah, I mean, it works. The only thing I would do is I use drums for acoustics. So this is beats. So we need to change this guy to beats. And we need to change this guy to beats as well. But you could put 2 in line and you're gonna get, you know, if you have drums only on one, it will react to the one you have. So all beats, that's fine. Gain, no, so post mixer, or post effect. Well, I'll do post mixer. The lower it is, the less it will trigger. So I think post mixer is fine. Gain, mix, I mean, look at that, you have everything. Super cool. So now the bass should also get sidechained onto the kick. Okay, it's not even playing. Why isn't it playing? Because all beats is not monitoring. See, mistakes. Boom. I will try and turn these off while it's playing. You'll see it here. And it's doing it. It's just pushing it down, which I find super, super cool. I usually have these. Well, there's another bus I should do, which is the guitars. Should probably do a duplicate. I don't need the massive passive here, but I need, yes, the -6 is fine. It goes to mix A. These will get renamed to all guitars, and it will go before bass, actually after bass and before synths. All its synths done. Okay, so if we had guitars, I would like the Pro C to be here as well, right? Because I remember that I had it on actually 3 things: effects, grooves, guitars, synths. Okay, for whatever reason, I had it on grooves as well. Okay, let's put it on grooves as well. All beats, post mixer. All guitar, post mixer. Okay, and I had it on all effects as well. Okay, we follow it. We like it. Nice. It works. People, this is really a no-brainer. It's becoming super, super fast. And again, you go down here, you see mix A, you see what I have. If I like it, don't like it, mix B. We have the gold clip, the master track, the MO1, everything's off. These kind of setups not giving me too much of an issue with that one, with latency and stuff. But we could track it, we'll see what's the delay like. It works. It works really nice. What else could I do? Nothing else. It's 9 p.m. people. Should go eat something. Sounds fine. That one works. It will probably get the MIDI out of what it needs to have. The cool thing about this is that 15, 16 is getting clock as well. Clock delay, clock type song. Why is it clock type song? Nope. Pattern? No. Why is this? I'm thinking I should do it differently. Should all be done completely the opposite. Sync type MIDI clock. Song or pattern. Hardware resync start only. Okay. So the problem is clock type song. Good. Okay, the pedals need to get song. Let's try and make last thing. You know how the bass line wasn't working? This is important. There's gonna be plenty of people that are gonna say, then you cannot use Erica Synth stuff on Ableton. Doesn't work. No. You can. So I'm gonna put it back in pattern mode, and I'm gonna set it back to clock in and MIDI and all that stuff. Okay. So we go to config, clock. I go to MIDI. And then I say MIDI in, channel 1, MIDI out off, MIDI clock on, the bar follow off, 138, this should be fun. If I press play, the bass line doesn't work, doesn't go anywhere. You'll see the LEDs go, right, when it works. So what we need to do, the pedals, we need to set them to song, and we need to tell them, look, don't resync. There's no need to resync. It's just how you work with the pedal. And the bass line, which I think it's 14, should be MIDI clock type song and start only. Probably, or probably don't resync. Let's try with start only. Can I play it? Can I go bass line and play it? I will mute the segment for the bass line, which should be, I forgot which shortcut it had. Hold on, deactivate clip. 0? 0. Interesting. Boom, okay. And we play it in solo, and we hear the pattern maybe go. No, it's still doing its reset. Let's try don't resync. Okay. Okay, maybe it's not 14 for whatever reason, but it is 14. Otherwise it wouldn't work. Okay. So what do we do? Pattern? Maybe. Okay, it's still not doing it. Stop and start. Okay, so this is kind of weird. This is kind of weird. It's getting a weird type of clock. So this I will need to look it up. I was not expecting that, but there's also MIDI 13 that this thing is going to. MIDI clock, MIDI time code, MTC. I have no idea why it shouldn't work. MPE? Oh, maybe it's MPE? No, it cannot be MPE. It's not sending MPE. Well, maybe it should be MIDI clock off in the sense that it should not send MIDI clock off. I don't know. Oh, we will see. I'm thinking, however, it should be song and start only. Yes, start only. Probably. I have no idea. We'll see that. But I'm sure I'll find it out on the internet. The mythical internet. So, people, there is really a lot of stuff here done. Voyager, Prophet. I need the Nord lead for sure. The Amiga is set. The base station is set. I would like for this to follow the ARM, which doesn't do it. Let's do that. Theme and color, record. It should be here. Record session, exclusive, loop warp. I will never find it now that I'm tired. But I remember that I used to drag to just select a track and it will become armed right off the bat. So it's not about theme and colors. It's not the follow system. This is true. Tab key, permanent, multiple instances. This is kind of scroll behavior, outline, follow. It probably is record, warp, and launch. Exclusive ARM and solo. Clip update rate, start transport record, default warp mode, default launch mode, default launch quantization, select on launch, start recording on scene launch, nope, start record, I don't know. Well, we'll find it out. It's gotta be somewhere in here. Or maybe it's even, you never know, could be here. ARM recording to arrangement. Okay, let's try that. It's not that. ARM recording to arrangement is not that. Playback, create, navigate, options. I would say probably. Draw mode, highlight, scale, solo in place. I'm not bothered by the fact that it's not arming the tracks. I kind of like to, sometimes the opposite happens. So I'm kind of okay. I'm going to check my template, see that everything's fine, that I'm not sending to weird people. Everything is mix A. See, nice how when a track isn't getting anybody, it's just not monitoring. That's pretty good. It's pretty good. Okay, so we did it, you know. The only thing that I cannot do is if I want to set a send for one track post and for some others pre. But since that usually happens on my black hole, I have the plugin black hole. So if I do this and we hear it right here, or I don't know, like, or the Voyager, the Prophet 12. Right? Suppose I want to send these to the black hole, but I want to send it in pre. I just go black hole and I say VST3 and it will just filter out the others that is not a VST2 because I have both formats installed. And I go here and I go here and I play it. And I don't remember if I was using one or two, actually. Let me try and do a comparison just before. I'm getting carried out, but... This one sounds closer, maybe. Oh, there's a lot more resonance. Oh, this is it. Hold on. I mean, pretty much this is it. Okay. So if I want to do it and just send stuff to whatever in pre, for example, I want to do it on, I don't know, the big hits here forever, for whatever reason. Let's put it here, paste, black hole, and then we do right here. So I cannot send sounds to pre and post, because if you do it for one thing, it will be for all of them, you see? You can do disable, show automation, copy mix for edit, key map. If you say that the L send has to be pre, it will be pre for everybody, okay? But it doesn't matter. I mean, this you can do with other stuff. You can take this one, you can do the black hole, for example. I will save this preset as black hole Alberto space 2. And I will put it into effects so that we also have it. We put it in Alberto's preset as well. And we now take it out. And what I also want to do is I want to take a reverberate, a rate here. And I want to load a Krotos and check to this thing here. And I want to play it for a second. Nice, okay. And I will probably save this as Crotosian. I don't think it's exactly the same preset, but it's okay. And I make this blue effects. Nice. So I can do this and put it here in places. And there I have it. Awesome. And I can still filter through it. Let's remember to take this out. And also this crispy clip thing. This is a nice pusher. Let's save this. Alberto startup, nope. Save it as factory. Let's go to Alberto's crispy drums. And these I will also save and call it crispy clip Alberto's crispy drums. Put it here, color blue. You get the gist, right? And that's it. So that's it. So we did it. We did it. Where are you? Here. We did it. Very amazing thing. Very fascinating. No issues at all. MIDI, external instruments, done. Connected to audio, done. Effect pedals, done. Syncing to audio, done. Really, like there's, I don't know, you know, it's cool. It's pretty cool. Presets saved, colors, things that are your signature sounds. And you've seen, right? what I like to do, if I like to turn some things on, some things off, it just stays there. And if you're working on a project, like when I get commissions and they have a common sound or stuff like that, you still keep pushing forward. This is very, very important. You just give your things a little bit of a go just to make sure that things are playing. If you want to use different stuff, you just copy and then copy this one onto the orchestral stuff, on the organic stuff, the impacts, for example. If you want to give your impacts just common reverbs, or you have reverse sounds, or you just go here, turn it on and turn these on, these send on, and you have the Krotosian on all of your impacts. And you can keep your impacts dry, okay? I like to kind of do it individually or just to put effects on them, because when I print stems, it's better. Then I have these two bass return. That is my global hardware returns for effects, going to all effects. That's good. Everything then goes to mix A, mix B, print. We could use different colors for this one, if we just want to make sure that we know that that's the mix. Maybe a pink thing could really, really do it. Gold I usually keep for something else. So let's do a pink. Kind of like that. I mean, you can't mistake it. There's no VCAs, there's no overcomplicated stuff. You can cue things to different paths, but it doesn't quite matter. It's a good format. It's a good system for sure. And you could take this print, for example, and I could do an external instrument here, and use these, probably external audio effect, and use these for your own actual stream. So we could try this. So audio to stream, gain zero, dry wet. Okay, so if I take print, mix the print thing, and I send it somewhere else, right here, this would be nice. Print will be, I should do this on main actually, but I'll try that. So I'll play and I will give you zero dry wet, and you will hear nothing, and then I will play it and we'll go up. This is interesting, to say the least. Okay, it's not going anywhere. Audio from, it's not getting that. Why is that? Oh, because it's off, of course. So we need to go 13, 14, and then I turn it on. Okay, I know you're hearing me. Now go off. We could do that for sure. And if I get the gain up again, we should kind of hear it. Maybe not no input, maybe here. No, I think this is fine. In the print, well, I should not do it in the print. I should do it in the actual main. So I will send these here. I will put it before my reverberate so you don't have the correction. And then I take some simple gain here, right? Okay, it's gain here, and I give it a 6 dB. And we're gonna try and just go here, 6, try and disable these two, and then here if I have the same sound or not. Okay, it's even less. Amazing. So what am I doing? I'm sending you half of my stream, of my audio effect to the stream, right? But this is taking 50% out of my volume in general because it's not returning from anything. Does it make sense? Then it's getting affected by reverberate for my room calibration, and I could just get a reverb blend that goes up to just 3 more, right? But I don't want to do that, right? I want to keep it there. And so I put a gain afterwards that is just recovering. And this way, if I need to stream to you, I can rename these maybe? No. Okay, well, I could fold. I could do different stuff. But I'm sending you the stream, and there's no need now to do it from the control panel. I mean, even as a streamer, you can do that and have room calibration, and it works. You can stream to people, and it will be okay. Worst case scenario, nothing here does anything. I'll call this to stream. And I will actually save it, probably main audio to stream. And I will put in Alberto's preset without a color. Boom. Nice. Okay? Done. People, there's really nothing more than I want to say for today. It was a very long stream, but very, very, very productive. I hope Ableton kind of sees these and finds it appealing from this standpoint. We will start making composing sessions and stuff. And I will probably start using live rather than Nuendo, just because I want you to kind of feel how it's a go thing. You cannot stop around, right? So even this start, I will develop this theme or whatever this is, because it's exactly part of what I wanted. So we'll see, okay? Thank you very much, people, for connecting, just watching the stream, having fun, and we'll see each other soon, as usual. Thank you very much. Every week on Friday, then there's a Wednesday on Twitch. Come over on Discord, check out my Patreon, what we're doing, and then watch the videos, comment, let me know what you think. And it's about sharing knowledge, right? I hope this has already given you ideas. If you were locked into your DAW, maybe live is the answer. It will be super fast. I haven't even browsed a single folder. It's been all Control F, find stuff, drag it on, save it. My template with you, it's actually pretty much done. There's nothing else to do. I'm composing into a system. I can drag things when I'm close to mastering, if I want to do it in one session, for a sketch, for example, 30 seconds. And good, really solid, really nice dark interface. I like this thing very, very much. Thank you, guys. Ciao. I would like to spend 2 words on why this video is possible. It happens because of my patrons. I have a Patreon in which I teach songwriting, scoring for video games and writing soundtracks, being creative, exploring hardware synthesizers, analog outboard, virtual instruments, sample libraries, mixing and mastering. We talk about recording. There's a lot of cool people in there. Check my Patreon out if you would like to support me. It really means a lot to me, and it makes these videos and the future ones possible. So thank you very much.